Right now, we are joined on the phone by a guy the ladies just can't seem to get enough of. He's buff, he's the stuff. It's Buff Bagwell, going to be in Fargo this weekend for FargoContest.com. Big Maui Madness giveaway with Scott Steiner. Buff, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
We're great. It's awesome catching up with you, man. Two super wrestling fans right here, so we've been looking forward to this one for a while.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dudes, you're going to be in town on Sunday for FargoContest.com. They have this big event going on. There's going to be pro wrestlers there. There's going to be pro football players there, and it's all about basketball in the NCAA tournament. We're giving tons of stuff away, but since there's so many different sports there, just want to start by asking you, aside from wrestling, what's been your favorite sport your entire life, man?
Oh, dude, I really, man, I'm a sports fanatic, period. But, if I had to pick, man, I'd say probably football. But I love basketball. Baseball. I'm just a sports fanatic. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you ever been to Fargo before?
Yeah, man. We've done Nitro in Fargo a couple of times. Last night I was telling the guy bringing this in, Bob. I was telling him that I think both times we wrestled here, though, we did a private jet in, and we did private jet right back home. So I don't think I've ever stayed over in Fargo. So when I come in Sunday, it'll be the first time I actually stay over.
Yeah, no, and it's going to be great because there's a lot of things going on in Fargo, good nightlife, stuff like that. What are you looking forward to hitting while you're in town here?
You know what, dude? Like I said, really, I don't know, man. I'm just going to show up and hope everybody we have a good time. I know the crowds were always great at Fargo, but it wasn't a town that we were in a whole lot. I think we actually did a couple of nitros there. Like I said, we private jetted in and limo to the building and limo back to the private jet. We were out of there, but I would love to. I can't wait to actually be able to spend the night, see the city a little bit, maybe party a little bit with everybody.
Oh, my God. Well, consider that game on, dude. We're looking forward to that.
Love it.
Hey, Buff, what are your thoughts on, the current state of pro wrestling? Are you still out there doing it? You still throwing down in the ring?
Dude, I still do it. I've been doing it for 26 years, and, the way how it works is where I'm at now is called independent pro wrestling. What it basically is there's the WWE, and then there's independent pro wrestling, and that's it. There's they say there's things like TNA, there isn't. They say there's things like these other organizations, there's really not. There's the WWE by themselves, and then there's independent wrestling. And out of the independent wrestling group, promoters, have certain guys they like and certain stars. In fact, 10 years ago, they had their selection to pick from. And, nowadays that selection's gotten a little bit lesser and less because of, guys that are, have actually, passed away or, just not quite the shape they used to be in or whatever it may be. But me and Scotty seem to have been, two of the few that are out there still, doing it at a high level and, and really, really being able to still sell a ticket, and not these young guys that they announce for the WWE that nobody knows, God bless them. People that really will come out and buy a ticket to see you at a event like this, and that comes from not something that Mark Bagwell or Buff Bagwell did special. That comes from me being at the right place at the right time and being Buff Bagwell on TV at a perfect time in life. And I capitalized on that. And from that, so did Scotty. So we both have a very good following, and we have a lot of fun, and we can't wait to be there and meet the fans and sign some autographs.
Now, do you think something like the WWE Network actually helps the industry or kind of harms it a little bit?
That's a great question. Years ago, one of the famous wrestlers was named Bob Armstrong. And I'm sure if you remember Bob Armstrong. He was one of the old-time greats. But I remember him coming to TV one day, and we were having TV, and everybody was excited about it. And I remember him saying, TV is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened to pro wrestling. And then we were all like, yeah. And he said, but remember I said this. He said, it's also going to be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, and I'm not sure which one is correct, but it both makes a lot of sense. He was correct about both of them, and that is, TV made wrestling, of course, a household name, and at the same time, too much wrestling and too much wrestling on TV made it a little weak. So it did do both things Bob said, but I think ultimately TV and wrestling really did great things for it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I want to ask you something about like the current era of the TV wrestling that everybody gets to see on a weekly basis. It's kind of PG now, and there's guys like Tyler Breeze who is in love with himself. And back in the day, there was guys like you, Buff Bagwell. The girls couldn't get enough. Do you feel like a character like you could actually, if someone was introduced brand new to the scene today to a major market like that, could even make it in such a PG era?
I watched the show, and the reason why I think the answer is no, I don't know why the answer is no, though. But I think the answer is no because I watched these guys try to do it. And that's why I think, and I said a minute ago, that at the right time, I was lucky enough to, and the word is lucky, I was lucky enough, and also the word timing, to be on TV at the timing part of wrestling to capitalize a character like a Buff Bagwell. If you put a Buff Bagwell on TV right now and he was brand new, I'm not sure that it would work again because maybe the following is not as much. Maybe wrestling is not as quite as popular as it was. Maybe it's not off the chain like it was before. So I think it'd be awful tough. I can remember. I remember just like it was yesterday bringing that top hat in. And everybody in the company going, "Oh my God, you're an idiot! What are you doing? That's a stupid-looking hat, and you're crazy." And now that hat's on action figures. So back then things would work that I think would not work nowadays. I really do.
Yeah, man. And enough about wrestling for right now. What are your hobbies, Buff? What do you like to do when you're just being you?
You know what, dude? I really, when I'm me, first of all, I love Harleys. I got a beautiful Harley, and I love it. It's beautiful, and it's kind of like my psychiatrist to get on it, just ride my Harley. I really love bikes, and a lot of wrestlers do. We used to always do one of our pay-per-views was up in Sturgis years ago, and we always had a pay-per-view in Sturgis. It was a great one. But we love bikes, and everybody does. All the rest of me do. But I love Harleys. But to be honest with you, dude, even when I'm off, man, my training comes first. So bodybuilding is still it's definitely one of my biggest hobbies. And I play golf here and there and have some fun. But believe it or not, to be a Buff Bagwell at 46 now, it's a full-time job, brother. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, bro, with diet and training, and staying in shape. And people forget that we're year-round. We're not 16 games. I know football's rough, but 16 games and you're done. And baseball's rough, but it's rough. Rough. Number of games, but not really rough physically as much. Still, they're playing ball 9 months out of the year, but still, even with that, we're playing ball 12 months out of the year, bro. So 12 months out of the year, 365, I've got to be Buff Bagwell.
Well,
the moment I walk out of if I go walking my dog around the subdivision nowadays with social media, I got to think about it before I walk out of the house. Do I got to have my right hat on? Is my hair messed up? And, what's my outfit? And I'm halfway joking, but not really. I mean, there's going to be the wrong picture that gets out there and social media, and Buff's not the stuff or whatever, and just haters, and so it's a different ball game, bro. It really is a different time.
Well, as long as Buff still likes to party, he's still going to be Buff Bagwell to me, brother.
That's it, brother. That's a fact.
Well, man, we can't wait, dude. FargoContest.com throwing a big old party this Sunday in Fargo, of course. You got Scott Steiner going to be in the house, a couple pro football players. It's going to be a wild time, man. So what do you have to say to everybody up here looking forward to seeing Buff the stuff?
Dude, for starters, I watched a little clip on this before I came on, and this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there's like giveaways to Maui and tickets and all this stuff. But let me tell you the main thing I heard, bro, that's going to blow everybody's mind. When I get there tomorrow, if I find out that it's sold out, Bob, who has put this big thing on as part of it, Bob Holmes, he's going to give away 2 free tickets to next year's WrestleMania in Orlando, Florida.
Oh,
2
man.
free tickets to WrestleMania, bro, if it's sold out. So when I get there and find out that the building is sold out for the event tomorrow, that we're going, the Maui Madness thing, if it's sold out, we're giving away 2 free tickets to WrestleMania in Orlando next year.
Boy, you hear that, Fargo? Challenge is on. Make it happen for yourselves.
Brother, that's a huge deal, and there's already so many. There's $100,000 prize. I mean, this thing's off the chart, man. So, I mean, I can't imagine anything like this and not coming out for it. So, there's all kind of free tickets and, like I said, $100,000 gift giveaway, and I mean, it's nuts, dude. Getting into 2 WrestleMania tickets possibly. So, man, I mean, he gets to meet Scott Snyder, Buff Bagwell, and some pro athletes. I mean, if you're anywhere in the Fargo area, please come out and check us out. Because, brother, come meet Buff, and let me show you why I call myself stuff.
That's what's up, Buff Bagwell. Thanks so much, man. Can't wait to see you this weekend. It's going to be a good time, and bring your party pants because it's on.
Hey, I will be there, and I can't wait. And remember, I'm Buff. I'm stuff.